my husband's the one that was supporting me. And then this happened and separating.
If I could help judge what she was
No,
explaining.
I mean, she's on the, here's the thing. I understand you want to do that, but she is on the witness stand. I'm receiving testimony from her. So I mean, that's what's happening right now. I'm receiving testimony. So she's gonna have to speak up. This is her case. She's on bond. She's on probation. Her husband's not on probation. She is supposed to be making payments, have employment. Guess what? Sometimes relationships end, and you're supposed to be prepared for relationships to end so that you can get your bills in line. So you've been on probation since 2016, and they're saying that you're not paying fees, and you have all these children that you have to support, and you can't support them because you don't have a job. You've got to get employment.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't get employment, you know what's going to end up happening? A motion to revoke is going to be filed. And people need to stop, when you have children, people need to stop this thing with, I have so much pride, I'm going to be making jewelry. Okay, you're going to make jewelry, fine, that's your dream, that's fine. But you need to be able to support your children from making jewelry. And you can't live off your children's child support. And this probation, if you all want me to continue it, it's getting extended for 2 years. That's what probation is recommending. You're going to get a job. If you don't get a job, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. Knock your pride aside, go work at McDonald's, Whataburger, whatever. I see signs everywhere. You will be able to get a job if you want a job. And the number of children that you're telling me, and it's school time coming up, they'll be in school. So you can get a job. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, what is this issue with you and your drug testing?
Mhm. I forgot to, I just didn't go, I forgot to go.
All right, this whole thing about you forgetting, that's going to stop.
Yes,
You're
Your Honor.
looking at 20 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you don't understand that I'm telling you?
No, Your Honor. I understand.
All right, and probation, is there anything else she needs? All right, is there anything else you need from the court
No.
to be successful on this probation? Now's the time to tell me.
No, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what the court is going to do. I'll deny the motion. Alter and amend conditions. And she's going to be extended for 2 years. You're going to get employment. If you want to make jewelry, you can make jewelry. That's what's called side jobs. That's what's called extra income. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm going to want full-time employment. And for me, that's 40 hours a week. So if you want to get 2 part-time jobs, you get 2 part-time jobs, but you need to do at least 40 hours a week. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
So that's going to be within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And probation, the other thing that I'm going to want is I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And who is the no contact order with against state?
Efrain, EFRAIN, Ruiz, and then Gomez.
All right, and there's to be no contact with Efrain Ruiz Gomez. And there's going to be an anger management course. Probation, is there any concerns about drug use with her?
Judge, not at this time. She submitted negative UAs for quite some time before she failed to submit.
All right, so we'll continue with regular random UAs.
Thank you.
All right, anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Judge, I would like to add, we would like to get a time frame at least for her to start that BIP class since she has been on probation since 2016.
All right, the BIP class will be started within 7 days of release from custody. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else?
Maybe the Texas Workforce Commission job counseling.
All right, and the Texas Workforce Commission Job Counseling.
Thank you, Judge.
How far did you go in school?
Just an eighth,
Eighth grade?
yes. Your
So it's gonna be 150 hours community service restitution. I'm gonna waive 100 of those hours because I'm gonna require her to do parenting classes. And then the remaining 50 hours will be waived if you obtain your GED or you're in some sort of trade school. I always think that community service hours, sure, I can have you on the side of the street picking up trash. But I like to do community service hours where you give back to the community by bettering yourself. So the parenting classes is going to help you with your children. The trade school or GED is going to help you better yourself. And by bettering yourself and your situation, you're helping the community. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge, is the GED a condition or are you not making it a condition?
I'm not making it a condition. She's either going to do that or she's going to do the community service hours.
Okay.
Yes.
The 7 days to pay, she's gonna have to pay for the bit course to get in within 7 days. Your Honor, can we have a little extra time for her to get the,
No.
okay,
All right. Anything else?
nothing further on, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You're excused. Norma, what page is she on?
Hold on, wait.
Thank you, counsel.
There you go. Judge, thank you so much, appreciate you.
You're welcome. Norma, you say page 7?
Yes, ma'am.
Point, Judge.
Morning. I did not see her on 7.
Do you have the right docket, Judge?
Maybe not.
Let me grab it.
All right, thank you.
Judge, hold the okay on the top of page 7.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, no, I don't have that. At the top of my page 7 is Johnny Aguirre. All right, who is here on Joshua Garza? Mr. Woodard, you were here first.
I'm sorry.
Hi. Mr.
Morning,
Woodard,
Judge.
I appreciate your patience.
Oh,
The
no worries.
computer system was down.
No
I kept
worries.
telling whoever the powers are be that the laptop was dying. And they said, oh, it's all in your imagination. And so the computers crashed in here.
These happen.
Yeah, things happen. You just roll with it. That's what my mom says. All right, who's here on Joshua Luke Garza? That's you, Mr. Garza, if you'll come down. Court is calling 2023 CR 9777, State of Texas versus Joshua Luke Garza. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense?
David Andre Woodard from Mr. Garza.
And are you Mr. Garza?
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna need to keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Joshua Luke Garza who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 9777 for the offense of assault bodily injury married on December 19, 2023 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
On or about the 14th day of May, 2024, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Joshua Luke Garza, did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely marijuana, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, the state will waive and abandon the others.
Any objection?
No objections, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, there is a proposed agreement in line with probation's recommendation for extension of 1 year, revising the TAP for intensive outpatient, biweekly drug testing for 90 days, find and verify employment within 60 days and verify being active with BIP within 30 days of release, Your Honor.
All right. So extending for a year, that's not going to happen. This is a misdemeanor case. He will have been on probation for 2 years. So that's legally not going to happen. So then the question becomes, what are we doing between now and December 2024?
Judge, it seems like he should have enough time to complete the BIP course and also get back on track with whatever other conditions that he has, short of the court having to extend the case.
All right, any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I have a few questions for you. You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand. I'm only proceeding on the violation of condition number 2 because that is the condition that the state is going on. And the states you're waiving other violations?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and do you have any objections to those waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right. According to the court summary, it says that you last reported on May. Why are you last reporting in May? Because we have now, you didn't report in May, didn't report June, July, and we are here and you're in custody. So why did you stop reporting?
What had happened was, I told you that I had a car and I had a job lined up, but it turns out I didn't. It was just so hard to find a job, I guess, because of my record.
How does that translate to not reporting?
I had to take the bus and I got lost. I've never taken the bus before ever.
You know what? Everybody's bus ride, sometimes that's the first bus ride. You know, I came from a different state. I did not know San Antonio at all and never really had to take a bus. Like I took the bus in college and that bus was free. And you take it and you're just traveling around the college campus. So you really can't get lost because they're just taking you around the college campus. So the first time I had to take a bus in San Antonio, my mom said, baby, just get on the bus and tell the bus driver where you need to go, right? And they'll tell you if you're on the right bus or not. My first bus trip in San Antonio, I get on the bus. I knew where I was going because believe it or not, and I know you probably know, they have little pamphlets with bus routes and it tells you where all the buses go. I got on the bus, sat down. You know what the bus driver said to me? Excuse me, miss, you haven't paid. And you know, I said, oh, you have to pay for buses here? Because where I came from, you didn't have to pay for the bus ride. So I paid him and I was sure. I said, is this bus, will this get me to this destination? And he's like, yes, it will. So this whole thing about you got lost. What's your next excuse? Because that one I'm not buying because all you had to do was ask the bus driver, I am trying to get downtown. Is this the right bus to be on? I need to be on Babcock. Is this the right bus to get on? I'm going to Fredericksburg. Is this the right bus to be on? And I will tell you, as a person, when you come from an entire different state and you have to do transfers, that's complicated. I had to do transfers on my first bus ride to come downtown for work. So how old are you?
26.
You're 26. That whole excuse about you didn't know where you were going. You're telling me you didn't know where you were going for 3 to 4 months and how to get there.
I usually just get dropped off by my sister with her car, but she was busy that day.
All right. So we're back to why can't you take the VIA bus and ask the VIA bus driver, I need to go to probation. This is the address. Am I on the right bus? How do I get there?
I don't know what to say.
All right. Are there other issues going on with your client?
I don't believe so, Judge. I just think we need to get him back on track so he can finish his probation.
How far does you go in school?
High school diploma.
All right. So I don't understand why he can't take, I don't know why he can't get on a bus.
I just got lost and then it took me to this one stop. I was following off of Google Maps, told me to stop right there, and I waited there, and the buses just kept flying by, and I didn't realize it until it was
Well, let me ask you this. How did you get back home?
I walked home.
All right. So when you walk back home, did you pick up the phone and call probation and say, I got lost?
No, I told them, could I reschedule? Because I was already late. But then again,
Well, how are you working when you don't know what bus routes to take?
I wasn't working until a couple weeks before I had gotten arrested.
Your story is falling apart before my eyes. I don't know if you want to be on probation. I'm going to give you a choice. If I continue on probation, it's going to be rigid. You're probably not going to be able to successfully complete it with the conditions I'm going to give you. Or if you want, I can give you 90 days in jail. You're done.
I'll be out, Your Honor.
All right. State, because you only went on violation of condition number 2, the testing positive for marijuana, the court is finding that true. You sure could find your marijuana.
Yeah, it's down the street at a gas station.
Yeah, so you can get, see, here's the thing. What's important to you, you treat it like it's important. It's important for you to get your marijuana. You can find the wherewithal to get out of your bed and go walk and get some marijuana, but you can't find the wherewithal to go to probation. And I'm telling you right now, and probation, I'm sorry, you're going to be reporting to probation daily, every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. From here on out till your probation is done, you're reporting daily. Do you understand? Now you can do that, or you can do the 90 days at the Bexar County Jail. Which do you prefer?
If I do the 90 days, do I get
No,
back time?
we're not playing these games. 90 days, or either you're reporting to probation daily. Those are your choices. You have no other choices.
Probation daily.
All right. I'll deny the motion. He's going to report daily, Monday through Friday, to probation until his term expires. He's going to have full-time employment within 7 days. And for the court, that means 40 hours a week. If you don't have full-time employment within 7 days of your release, a motion to revoke is going to be filed.
I guess, Judge, how can he do both? How can he report every day to probation, also hold a full-time job?
Oh, because probation is in the morning. He can get a nighttime job. They have, usually jobs have 3 shifts, morning, afternoon, graveyard. He can do graveyard shift. Probation, are you all open from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.? 11 p.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's a shift you can work. What time does probation close?
5 p.m. sir.
They close at 5 p.m. So 7 p.m., you can start working at 7 p.m. So full-time employment within 7 days. And probation, when he comes in, be sure to test him. How long you been in custody?
A month.
1 month? I'm going to give him 30 days as a condition of probation. So those 30 days, you no longer have them if you're revoked, because those 30 days are being used as a condition for me to continue on probation. So if you were revoked, those 30 days are not in your bank account to use as a credit for any time served. Do you understand? All right, so 30 days as a condition of probation. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
Oh, and I'm sorry, have them UA him when he reports.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Have a seat, sir.
All right, who's here on Jesse Lasoya?
I am Judge.
Yes.
Gussie.
Mr. Lasoya, come down.
Greg Desmarais. DESMARAIS.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Morning, Judge. This is the first setting. We're conferring, getting discovery. I'm asking if we can get another reset just to kind of tie this down.
All right, we're tying it down.
Trying to, Judge.
So how's Colorado going to do?
We're looking for 5.5 wins.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Lasoya.
You said, when did you want them done?
Discovery.
August 28th, 27th.
All right, we'll see you back on August 28th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Lasoya, do you have any questions?
No, man.
All right, we'll see you back,
That's
okay?
fine.
You're welcome. Norma, can you call her and let her know we're, all right, who is here on Javier Herrera? Charles Bond, that's you?
No, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am.
All
I was thinking of something else. Yes, I'm here on Javier Herrera.
right, Javier Herrera, come down.
He's right there.
And Mr. Blanc, I know you were recently appointed on this case.
Yes, ma'am.
So do we have any idea where we are on discovery?
I think we're in good shape. I just spoke with council's counsel. And I'm still gonna check for some maybe very old CPS records, just to kind of make sure that there's nothing missing. With respect to like the incident though, or I guess this allegation, there's no instant CPS records that we know are missing. This is the state kind of wanting to make sure that we're not missing anything from years back, Your Honor. If that makes sense.
No, it does.
That is correct.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this. This is going to be the last discovery date. Ms. Ferguson, recall this for 45 days for discovery. And state on this date, you need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Yes, Judge.
I can do September 19th.
All right, September 19th. So Mr. Herrera, what's going to happen on that day? I'm going to get an acknowledgement of discovery from both parties saying that your attorney has received all the discovery and the state is going to tender you an offer. Once they tender you an offer, I'm going to give you the date to come back to see if the case can be worked out. And then if it can't be worked out, what's going to happen is a jury trial date will be set for you, okay? Do you have any questions?
No, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who is here on Rick Contreras?
Talk to this man. I'm here, Judge.
All right.
She told me she was coming. Stay here. Can you stay here?
Yes, so don't talk to your judges.
And counsel, are you proceeding on the motion to revoke?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and I don't have
I have it in my hand. Somewhere. Right here. Copy, Judge.
no, it's the trial court certification.
Let me get his autograph.
Okay, thank you.
Where you getting your autograph?
Thank you, Judge.
If I may, Judge.
And what page is he on, Norma? Thank you. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 2910W, State of Texas versus Rick Anthony Contreras. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Charles Bunk for Mr.
And-
Contreras.
And are you Rick Anthony Contreras?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the documents entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Rick Anthony Contreras who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 2910W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on March 30th, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated case number 5 in Garza County, Texas. Defendant Rick Anthony Contreras within their failure to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September, October, November, and December 2023, and January, February, March, and April 2024, violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Will waive the remaining violated condition.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement? All right, state, what are you requesting?
Revocation, Your Honor.
Defense, what are you requesting?
We're requesting, Judge, that he be evaluated for the drug court. And then get treatment, hopefully get treatment as required and recommended by the drug court. Mr. Contreras, he did not report as he pled true. His brother got sick in the end of 2022. His brother passed away December of 2023, which led unfortunately to his not reporting. In addition to that, there was an accident that he was involved in and his wife and son were involved in. His wife was in a wheelchair. As a result of that, she just recently has begun to walk again. So he didn't, while he was dealing with his brother's loss, he also was helping his wife, his then wife, now his ex-wife. He's no longer with that young lady. But he was taking care of his son and helping her recover from the accident. The combination of those things placed him in a position where he began to make some bad decisions and perhaps use some substances that led him into the path to where I believe drug court is something that would absolutely help him. He's asked me about it. I've explained to him that it's intensive and, is a difficult trail, but he says, hey, that sounds like something I could really use. So we're asking the court to refer him to the drug court. And then whatever they recommend he do, he's ready to do it. So I think he's an excellent candidate for that. And we'd like you to send him there.
All right, anything your client wishes to say to the court?
Am I correct in what I've said to the court?
Yes, you
You
are.
want to raise your right hand for me?
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Rick Anthony Contreras II.
All right, what drugs are you saying that you've been using?
Marijuana, and I was using methamphetamines.
How often were you using meth?
I was using it every other day.
All right, so I don't understand how you're able to take care of family members, but you're using meth.
I was taking care of my son and everything, but when my brother passed, I just fell into a deep hole. I wasn't using drugs, I was only smoking weed, but when my brother passed, I dove into using meth.
And how old is your son?
My son is 4.
And you're taking a 4-year-old using meth.
No, I was taking care of him and I stopped because his mom just started to be able to walk. She's able to move and stuff. She was in a wheelchair. I was taking care of him the entire duration of probation.
All right, so when did you start using meth while you were taking care of a 4-year-old?
I wasn't taking care of him when I started using it.
All right, so you waited until his mother could start walking, then you went off to start doing meth.
I
He started using meth after his brother.
his wife had already started to walk again before his brother passed. So she was able to resume care of his son. But shortly after that, his brother passed, and at that point, he started using meth, but he was no longer caring for his son because his wife had resumed the ability to walk and care for their son.
All right, so why are you not reporting?
I didn't report because I was taking care of my son. I was in the, I
And then
had
his brother passed.
my probation.
Don't report because you're taking care of your son.
No, ma'am. My probation officer had sent me a text message telling me that I had a failure to report. She's putting a warrant out for my arrest. I continued working at the same job. I didn't want to go to jail because I was taking care of my son at the time. I did not want to lose that and put her in a worse position while she was not fully.
So this is what I'm not understanding. I'm trying to
Yes,
get
ma'am.
to the crux of this situation. You're not reporting. You know you're supposed to report. Am I correct in that?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you pick up the phone and call your probation officer and say, the mother of my son has had an accident. She's in a wheelchair. This is what's going on with my life. Can you help me a little bit on the reporting?
Your Honor, I did talk to her. The probation officer that I had was not cooperating with me. My first probation.
So let me stop you there. If that probation officer is not cooperating with you, and I've seen you before because you've been before me before,
Yes, ma'am.
why didn't you come to court and say, Judge, this is what's going on with my life?
I didn't know I could come to court and do that.
No, don't do that because I tell everybody they can do that. People get upset with me sometimes when I tell people, talk to your probation officer. And if you feel as though they're not addressing your issue, you can always come back to court. We're here Monday through Friday. I tell everybody that. I tell everybody that when they're placed on probation. And then when they have a motion to revoke from me, I always ask them, is there anything else that we can do to help you that you feel that you need? And then I tell them again, if you feel as though probation is not addressing some issue, you can always come back to the court.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that. My first probation officer was really helpful and she helped me a lot through all of my stuff. She would help me with my field visits. If I wasn't able to make it home in time or the field visit stopped, she would send them to my job.
All right. Any questions,
No, Judge.
defense state? All right. Here's the thing. You're not leaving the court today. You're either going to safety or either you're going to be revoked. That's what's going to happen here today. And the reason why I'm leaning towards you going to safety is because you have a son. He's young. Maybe you can get your life together, stop using drugs, and be there for him. But you're not leaving the courtroom today. So you have a choice. These are your choices. And there are no other choices that you have. One, I continue you. You're going to safety. Safety is a 9-month program.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to be in custody. Number two, I'll revoke you and I'll give you 4 years. Those are your two choices. And if you want to discuss it with your attorney, you can discuss it with your attorney.
Can I discuss it with him? as well?
Yes. Oh, he wants to discuss with you. Okay. All right.
You go back to what I take, like,
Today?
Who's here on Evette Martinez? Mhm. All right, you're welcome. Court is calling 2023 CR 1876, State of Texas versus Evette Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Salem.
Defense?
Glenn Payne for the defense.
All right, and are you Miss Martinez?
Yes.
All right, we are here for you to, you're requesting a bond be set, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke
Okay.
with the district attorney's office. We
Well,
agreed to-
let's start here. Why does she have need a bond to be set?
You know, she currently has gotten a employment with Conduit. It's a,
No. Why is she in custody? That's
oh,
what
she has an MTR.
All right, so she has a motion to revoke.
Yes.
All right. So you're requesting a bond. And let me see. Is she on deferred?
No, Your Honor, she's on regular probation.
All right, so she's on regular probation, so technically she is not entitled to a bond. So I'll hear whatever evidence you want to present. State, have you had a chance to review the motion for bond?
Yes, sir.
And are you ready?
Yes.
Motion for a bond? And are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
All right, do you have any objections to a bond being set? All right,
Your Honor, I just have, argument to the court or statement to the court.
sure.
Spoke with the district attorney's office. We've agreed a $20,000 bond, if that's acceptable in court, of course. Ms. Martinez is a mother of 2 children. She just recently got employment with Conduit, which is a telecall.
Telemarketing.
She's been working there. She hasn't been employed very long, just a month or so, correct?
Yes, sir.
So she's spoke with her employers. They understand she's trying to do this so she can get back to work. She's actually scheduled to work this weekend. This is why we came into the court this morning. There are some issues that I do need to do research on and speak to my client about before we handle this MTR. Since she's started correcting and making positive motion on the MTR, we'll be asking the court to grant the $20,000 bond.
All right, what are the allegations in the motion to revoke?
Most of the allegations, Your Honor, are testing on the portable breath test. And I think she didn't apply for her classes. So we think there's an issue with the.
All right, does anyone have a copy of the motion to revoke?
No, sir, we're trying to get that for you.
Sorry, Jed, I only have it on my phone if you want to entertain that.
No, that's okay. Thank you. Does she have a vehicle?
She does not have, you don't own a vehicle, right? She doesn't have a vehicle.
No, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Evette Martinez.
All right, do you have a vehicle?
I do not.
All right, why was there this long pause?
I'm not driving it, but there is a vehicle under my name, so one of my family members could drive the car. But it's for me until I get out of probation.
Where is this vehicle?
It's at my uncle's house.
Does she have access to the vehicle?
Yeah, my understanding she does. She gets help from a friend that drives her and Roger.
Yeah.
And he is present, but he's in shorts. So I left him in the hallway.
He's here.
All right. So do you have access to the vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's state, are you aware that she has access to a vehicle?
There you are.
All right, do y'all want to reconfer over what you all think the conditions on this bond should be?
Yeah, no, we're not objection. Since the vehicle's in her name, I'm not aware that we can agree to ignition interlock on the vehicle.
Do y'all want to confer? Off the record? All right, if you all will step back and confer, and we'll come back. Who's here on Willie Fields? Patricia Munoz. All right, we're here for sentencing.
Yes.
Who's the prosecutor?
Myself, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 2942, State of Texas versus Patricia Munoz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Is that done for the state, Your Honor?
Anthony Cantrell for the defendant.
And are you Miss Munoz?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest to count 1 on June 10th. Excuse me, don't talk behind the court reporter. That's okay. Y'all just ask the deputy to move you to the end. On June 10th, you entered a plea of no contest to count 1. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. court deferred finding of guilt as you had applied for deferred adjudication. You entered a plea to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. State was silent on your application. And it appears that the punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 20.
Yeah, I believe counsel, from what I remember, state was silent and then range of punishment being up to 20, but I believe.
This is what you all have written.
I apologize. I'm close. I'm like, Rush, that's my bad. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, in the event that you didn't grant deferred, then yes, that would be the request below the line. Yes, Your Honor.
No. So your plea bargain agreement, according to what I'm reading, is her sentence is to be assessed at a cap of 20 years in the prison, and the state is silent on her application. Is that what I'm reading here?
That's right. And then I'm just saying below the line, Your Honor, just what we had written, in the event that it was, that would be the request or the ask.
All right, let's go off the record for a moment.
Absolutely. Yep. It's coming back.
It's like the Celine Dion song. It's all coming
It's all
back to me.
coming back to me now, Judge.
Yeah.
Let me write this. Your Honor, just give me, I apologize, 30 seconds.
No
max.
problem.
Signed it and I did it. So then just- there you go. And Your Honor, I hope it's okay. We also dated it too, just to show
No.
clarity on our part.
All right, we're back on the record. So that the plea bargain can be clear. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is going to be silent on your application for deferred adjudication. So that means they are not going to tell the court that they want you to have deferred, and they're not going to tell me that they don't want you to have deferred. They're saying that if I don't grant your application for deferred adjudication, the most time I can sentence you to is 4 years. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. What I just explained to you, do you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections to the state and your attorney adding that as a part of the plea bargain agreement?
No.
All right. So have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report? State,
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
defense.
No, Your Honor.
All right, any witnesses? State,
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
defense.
Just my client.
All right, you may inquire.
Please state your full name for the record.
Patricia Nicole Munoz.
And Ms. Munoz, have you ever been convicted of any other felony?
No.
And did you recently obtain your children in civil court?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
5.
And are you taking care of them yourself?
Yes.
Do you have help from your mother and grandmother?
Yes, I do.
Mother-in-law.
Yes, I do have a very good support system.
Have you done things in civil court to help you with respect to taking care of your children
Yes, I have.
and helping yourself?
Yes, I have.
Did you complete the family violence prevention services?
Yes.
And you did this on your own, right?
Yes.
And are you in elite counseling at this time?
Yes, I am.
And have you done this on your own also?
Yes.
And that was also suggested by the civil courts that you do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't have a family violence case though, do you?
No, sir.
With respect to drug use, when was the last time you used any drugs?
In 2018.
And so you've been clean since then?
Yes, sir.
And who do you work for now?
For Santana Primary Healthcare
And how long have you been working with them?
for more than 10 years.
So that's the only job you've ever had?
Yes, sir.
And you still have that job to this day?
Yes, sir.
How has your life changed without your the father of the kid that was Child Protective Services was involved in, with him being out of the picture and you taking care of the children yourself?
Taking accountability for my actions, bettering myself for my children as well as myself. Just having a good support system. And pretty much just trying to better my life for me and my children.
So with respect to this case in itself, there was an issue with one of the boyfriends, one of the girlfriends of the person you were dating at that time?
No, it's actually his niece.
I'm sorry, you need to speak up.
It was my daughter's father's niece.
And she was saying bad things about you.
Yes.
And that was because you were having the child custody issues?
Yes.
And you regret what happened in this case?
Yes, I do.
And if the judge were to give you deferred adjudication, will you follow all the rules and regulations, everything that she asked of you?
Yes.
Past witness.
Any questions?
Silent.
No questions, Your Honor.
How many children do you have?
I have 5.
What are their ages?
9, 7, 5, 4, and 1.
All right, and who's helping you take care of these children?
I am. I have my mother and I have my mother-in-law as well that are helping me.
And is the CPS case still open?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right. And do you have documentation that she's doing well in CPS?
Judge, I know that she was awarded custody of the children and they're trying to terminate the father's, one of the fathers who was involved in the CPS matter because he was not getting involved in that. I don't have the documentation with me at this time.
All right, so who's your CPS worker?
Angie Steinau?
All right, if y'all want to call the CPS worker, see if the CPS worker wants to zoom in so that I can ask some questions. All right, so if y'all step
Will
back, I'm
that
sure she
also-
has the CPS
Would that
worker's
also
number.
Be my drug court monitor as well for drug court. Because I am.
She's one of your CPS, right?
All right, just have them zoom in.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach back on the Evette Martinez.
Yes. All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 1876 State versus Evette Martinez. Have both parties had a chance to confer on the bond issue?
We have, Your Honor.
All right, any changes or requests for changes?
Only the addition of ignition interlock on the vehicle.
All right, and for the record, the court is aware of Ms. Martinez's any drug issues or mental health issues because she's on probation for this court. And those are things that I need to address when setting the bond. All right, the bond will be set at $20,000. I'm going to order ignition interlock. And that's to be until further notice. Ignition interlock must be installed. No later than Friday.
Believe Friday the 9th, Your Honor.
No, it needs to be installed this week.
Judge, today's Thursday, she'll be in custody. I doubt she'll be released till tomorrow.
We'll see. We'll
So-
see what happens. Yes.
I mean, I'm just like, what's that?
All right, August 6th. So no later than Tuesday, August 6th. Any other conditions requested?
No.
Any other conditions requested?
No, Your Honor.
Do you need any other conditions set for you so that you can be successful on bond and on probation?
I just need to be able to, the device that I had, I was blowing into it. I know that's like already far gone, but I think it was like malfunctioned or something like that.
All right, let me just tell you,
Oh.
I'm not taking any of the violations in
That's right.
the motion to revoke is true. I just needed to view that in order to set conditions. But allegations in your motion to revoke is that you have been skipping tests. So skipping tests does not equal a malfunction of the machine. That's you not testing. Do you understand?
Yes,
The judge asked, do you need any other help while on this bond as a condition?
as far as the bond.
Just as the.
All right, and we need to set this for hearing. Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
I need a date.
August 19th.
August 19th, this case will be heard. And if it's going to be contested, it will be on August 19th. Ms. Ferguson, if you'll give her a reset form, please.
Sure.
All right,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
They don't want to sign this. Okay.
Norma, what page is she on?
She's off docket judge.
Okay, thank you. Are you already on Rick Contreras? Mr. Bond?
No.
Okay. Manuel Botella. Manuel Botella?
Judge, it's a client hearing.
All right. Yes, let me find you. How are you doing this morning?
Doing well, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Page 9.
All right, thank you.
Oh, we have to write down. And I need her,
If I may, Judge.
Yes.
A supplemental report was submitted to the court last week or the week before last, given an overall status of the case. He was granted probation in 2016 for 6 years, and he's been extended for a total of 2 years. The things that are outstanding are, well, he was mandated to complete 200 community service hours. He's completed all but 37 of those community service hours. And we believe he still owes a balance of $3,664. none of that is restitution, Judge. He's explained to me that he's been having financial issues over the last couple of years with his health being one and maintaining employment.
Mhm.
And then he's been working off and on, so he is set to expire on 9/11. At this point, Judge, I don't know that he will have the means to pay off his fees. I'm just not quite sure it's gonna even be possible, Judge. He reports on time, doesn't have any problems with reporting or any other compliance issues. All of his UAs have been negative. There hasn't been anything like
So
that.
then the issue with you is the community service hours. So if you do not want to be extended, you need to get those community service hours done. You understand? So whether you're extended or not depends 100% upon you. Community service hours, focus on that, get those done.
Okay.
Are you gonna be able to get those done?
Yeah, I could do it.
All right, work out a plan. How many are you gonna do a week? Or either if you're gonna take off, see if you can do 8 a day. Just knock it out and you'll be done. Don't save it till the last. Don't procrastinate. And I can say that because we attorneys, we tend to procrastinate. So just say, when do I expire? And if you want to do two community service hours a day, then just do it. Knock it out. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else we can help you with?
The pay, the fees,
Listen to me here,
Yes, ma'am.
clearly. Concentrate on your community service hours. What did I just say?
Gotcha. Concentrate on my community service.
Come up with a plan, get your community service hours done.
Yes, ma'am.
Hear me clearly, if you do not get those community service hours done, you're gonna end up being extended. If you don't want to be extended, get the community service hours done. Do you hear me?
Gotcha.
All right, thank you.
That it?
Yes, that's it. Thank you for dressing appropriately.
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something?
Yes, sure.
I'm a fan, by the way.
Didn't have an email address?
You made my day.
I need one. Oh,
Okay. Oh.
that's fine. No problem.
Larry Smith.
Present, Your Honor.
I don't know why we can't get good working equipment. And admin, they come down, they're giving me a laptop to use, but I kept telling them, I said, the laptop is failing, it's failing. Oh, no, it's fine. And then it's gone. All right. So, my understanding, CPS records are taken care of?
Yeah, now we're waiting on some school records and counseling records, Your Honor.
Okay, school records. Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
on Larry Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
let's recall this in 45 days. That should give everybody enough time.
Yes, sir.
Early September be fine, Judge.
All right. Oh, Mr. Deleon is saying early September.
I hope.
September 12th?
September 12th?
Or I can do September 19th.
He has to go to another county that
Okay,
doesn't
the
begin.
19th might be better, Norma, because we're gonna be in impact the week of September 9th, and
All right.
I foresee us being busy.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do the 19th.
All right, September 19th, and that will be your final date for discovery.
Judge,
Yes.
we also have a second matter. Conferred with the prosecutor. We have an agreement on a bond reduction.
All right, let's have a hearing. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 3250, State of Texas versus Larry Smith. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Michael DeLeon for Mr. Smith.
And are you Mr. Smith?
Yes.
All right, defense is requesting a bond reduction.
Yes, Your Honor, it's currently set at 150,000. At this point, the state's willing to go down to 100,000.
No objection.
All right, I have a few questions. Mr. Smith, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hands, state your name for the record.
Larry Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith, have you ever used any drugs in the past?
Yes,
And what would that be?
marijuana, cocaine.
All right, when's the last time you used?
Uh,
How old, well, let me do it this way. How old were you when you started using cocaine?
Probably 25, maybe.
All right, how old are you now?
I'm 51.
All right, so what's the last year that you used cocaine?
Probably 2020.
All right, 2020, and how old were you? Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah,
40s.
okay, in your 40s.
Yeah.
So in your 40s was the last time you used cocaine?
Yeah,
That's yes.
yes.
All right. Mental
sorry.
health issues. Have you ever received any diagnosis for any mental health issues?
No,
Have you ever seen a psychiatrist?
I think so.
All right, for what?
Well, I've been to Safe People for, so I don't know if that counts.
No, well, that's safe.
No, I
People.
haven't actually went and spoke with the psychiatrist. I don't think so, no.
All right. Has anyone in your family ever had any mental health diagnosis?
None.
All right. If you're released, do you have a place to live?
Yes.
And who would you be staying with?
My sister.
All right. And have you picked up the phone and asked her if you can stay there?
Not technically, but yes, I know I can.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
Well, if I was
If-
to release, that's where I would go, and we spoke about that, so.
And I've had contact with his sister as well. She's in the military at Camp Bullis. Stable, has a very good job, Judge, and very supportive of her brother. So I have no doubt that she'll be taking him in.
All
yes,
right.
No issue at all.
Because a lot of times people will say, oh, I can stay with my mom.
Oh, no.
And you know, but no, here's the thing. People say that because they feel as though their mom will allow them to do that.
Right,
They don't ask, they just assume.
right.
So I don't want any assumptions because in this order, I'm going to put where you're supposed to be living. And if you're not there, guess what? I'm going to get a violation report and it's going to say you're not at the location. So that's why I always want people to tell me, yes, I've asked, I have permission. This is where I'm going to be staying.
Oh,
You
yes.
understand?
Yes, Your Honor. It's not an issue at all.
All right. So we're going to set the bond at 100,000. There's to be no contact with minors. And both attorneys, you'll need to put the address where he's going to be living.
I can give it to you now if you need it.
They'll write it in. Defendant is to reside with his sister. You all have written so much, I don't even have room. So he's to reside with his sister at. And do you all want GPS or no?
You would ask for GPS tracking.
All right, there's to be GPS tracking only.
And we just asked for the fees be waived, Judge.
All right, I'll ask that the fees are waived. And he'll have to do the GPS through the Bear County Jail. So you can coordinate with that with the clerks. All right, so if you all will fill in the location and the name of the party on that, please,
We will,
and
Judge.
sign off.
And that's all we have for the court.
All right. Then once you sign that, Ms. Ferguson, make sure he has a reset form, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. See. Picture of that.
And counsel, be sure to put his sister's name in that as well.
Yes, Judge.
And Mr. Clark, whenever you're ready on Mr. Contreras, let the court know. Are we ready on Patricia Munoz? Okay. Cheesman, Tiana Cheesman.
Yes, sure.
Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. How's the busy mom, soccer mom?
How you doing, Judge?
Great.
Good. Yeah, I have one in college, one in high school, and then our oldest that you may recall we adopted from foster is 25 and married and living in Dallas.
Oh my gosh.
So I have a pre-med kiddo at Trinity, and then I have a one who's an avid guitar player who's going to switch over to NISA for the fall. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
It
pretty
is
crazy.
time like moves so fast. I remember when they were tiny.
Tiny, yes.
All right. So what is happening with this case?
Your Honor, this is my client, Tiana Cheesman. And I have requested that we do a change in bond conditions. Ms. Cheesman has been, Mrs. Cheesman has been residing out of the house for approximately 6 months. She's been living in her mother's house. Her mother has moved in with with my client's husband, who is present today, and their the children.
All right, State, are you going to have any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's go on the record. Court is calling NIMAG number 756623, State of Texas versus Tiana Cheesman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson.
Defense.
Sherry Dye on behalf of Tiana Cheesman.
And are you Miss Cheesman?
Yes.
All right, so defense is here to alter bond restrictions.
Yes, Your Honor. Currently, she has a no contact order with the felon in question. She's asking that it be changed to no harmful or injurious. I've been talking with Ms. Dye. She's been keeping up to date with the CPS case as well. CPS is okay with it if I'm okay with it. Her mother has been living in the home, well, she stays in her mother's home to help out her husband with the children. And they've been taking care of the kids and ensuring that she follows everything with CPS. So at this time, we're willing to change it to no harmful so she can start having supervised visitation through CPS. She's also been going to counseling and working the classes with CPS at this time.
Your Honor, actually, our request was that she be able to move back in the
Oh,
home.
yes, that's right.
So
it-
here's my question. Can somebody get on the phone with CPS and have them zoom in?
Sure.
All right, let's have CPS workers zoom in, then we'll take care of this.
Yes.
Richard Ruiz. Richard Ruiz.
My turn, Judge. I would like to apologize that the release has on shorts.
All right.
This is his first time being back in court since he's been on probation.
Okay.
All
right.
The boosters.
So Mr. Ruiz, next time you come to court, you're not allowed to wear shorts, okay?
Sorry.
No, apology accepted. I understand. Let me see what's going on here. All right, so Mr. Ruiz, what's going on with you? Is there some issue with employment?
No, I'm working now.
You're working
Yes,
now?
ma'am.
Ah, congratulations. So
Finally.
what do you do?
I mean, I remodel, but I was working when I first got on probation. I've been working, but they laid me off because they changed management.
All right, so now you're back to working?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so now here's the other question. They want to maybe amend your conditions to include intensive outpatient treatment?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're drug tested today, what would your results be? Here's the thing, just be honest with me because I'm trying to.
Probably 30. I mean, I haven't done anything, but I know from what he told me last week to stop the prescriptions.
So Judge, this report was submitted to the court last week. And Mr. Ruiz indicates that he was using prescriptions and some other things to help him. And he says that he's completely stopped that. And he understands that he's not allowed to use any of those substances while on probation.
All right, so what did you need help with that you were using these other substances for?
My neck and my back.
All right, so the thing about that, one, the medication that you were using, was it prescribed to you or someone else?
Someone else.
All right, you can't be doing that because when doctors, supposedly, when they're prescribing medications, guess what? it's for the other person and they know what type of medications they're on and what will interact and negatively impact them.
Yeah.
They're not expecting people who don't have that prescription to use it. That's very dangerous. So if there is a medical issue that you have, I know it's expensive, but go to the emergency room. And I know the emergency room is not supposed to be primary care, but sometimes that's all people can do. They
Right.
wait till they break down, then they go to the emergency room. But if you're having those issues, go to the emergency room. Because really pain medication to take care of pain, sometimes it's just masking what the problem is. So you won't feel it. All right.
Mhm.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let him do 60 sober meetings in 60 days. And probation, is there someone he can be referred to with regards to these health issues that he has? Or does he just need to go to the hospital?
He needs to go to a doctor.
All right, so you're gonna have to go to the doctor. There's University Hospital. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to do that, but you're not allowed to take other people's medication. Because if you test positive, a motion to revoke is going to be filed.
Yes, ma'am. He
Okay.
talked about it.
Is there anything else?
Did you want him to do the intensive outpatient treatment? He did do the supportive outpatient treatment, successfully completed that in April.
Do you need intensive outpatient treatment? Do you need help?
We talked about it, yes.
All right, we'll do intensive outpatient treatment.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, if
Thank
you need something, let the court know. Do not take other people's meds, okay?
Thank
All
you.
right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You can have a seat where you're sitting.
Sorry about when it's short.
Oh, no problem. Apology accepted. Dean Delgado.
Your Honor, if I may approach.
Yes.
Yes, this is an MTR. We got it set for today.
Where's Mr. Delgado?
Oh,
Delgado, come forward.
And defense counsel, she needs to know your name.
oh, I'm sorry. Ron Zimmerman. I was appointed to represent
What are
Mr.
you requesting, counsel?
A reset.
Let's get to the point.
Reset.
All right, why do you need a reset?
I was appointed to represent Mr. Delgado on the 17th, I believe, of July on 2 new number ones. And I have not had, I've had some time to review the cases, but have not had an in-depth review of the cases.
All right, this is the last time this case will be continued. Ms. Ferguson, State, do you have witnesses here today?
Not present in the court, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for a contested. There will be no further resets.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor, if I could, I am filed a notice that I'm going to be out of town between actually today and the 12th. So if we can do it after the 12th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set it for a contested after the 12th, please.
I'll do the 26th.
All right,
26th.
August 26th. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Where does this
I
go?
believe the worker is logging
Sorry, what?
She's logging in.
All right.
Right here.
All right, she hasn't logged in yet, counsel.
She said she's trying. Her name is Miss Villegas.
All right, thank you. Jay Juarez. You're welcome. All right, what is happening with this case?
Your Honor, this is a restitution issue. We were here a couple months ago, no, about a month ago, and we asked for some information that they have provided a statement from the body shop on it that says there was no insurance on it, but I have not received any statement or thing showing insurance policy was canceled. I do have the statement from the body shop on it, and it checks out for the vehicle from NACS.
All right, so are you still objecting to the restitution amount?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so does anybody have any receipts? Or you just have something from the body shop
I have the
saying?
body shop, the estimate that the probation officer showed me,
Mhm.
that shows the amount, and it says no insurance, self-pay on it. It does say that on the receipt.
All right, so then if he's still contesting, states you'll need to have witnesses.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, how much time do you need, state, to have witnesses? Okay,
Actually,
right.
that's not true. I have a vague understanding of what we're talking about, but not specific.
all right. Will you have any objection to the state's witnesses appearing by Zoom? Because,
No,
all right,
no
so your
objections.
witnesses will be able to appear by Zoom. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this in 14 days, please?
I can do that one on the 19th, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on August 19th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, and are the party, you're welcome.
This was on Juarez, correct?
Yes.
Just checking my schedule. I know I have a vacation letter in. Make sure I'm back. Actually, I won't be back until the 20th, Your Honor.
All right, he won't be back till the 20th, Norma.
22nd?
All right, we'll put it on 22nd.
That's fine.
All right, we'll see you back on the 22nd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Very good.
All right, the CPS caseworker has zoomed in.
Yeah, I can see you.
You may be excused. Yeah, I'm sorry, counsel, what's your client's name? I'm trying to find.
Tiana Cheesman?
Ms. Cheesman? All right, Ms. Villegas, if you could unmute and start your video, please. All right. Thank you. We're back on the record in Night Mag 756623, Tiana Cheesman. And this is the caseworker?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. And I apologize. I caught her off guard. So she is actually out on a visit. So she's outside of a house. So
No
I told her it
problem.
was
I
fine.
love when caseworkers do visits. All right. Could you raise your right hand for me, please, Ms. Villegas? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Brittany Villegas.
All right, and what is your occupation?
I'm employed by DFPS. I am an FBSS worker with the department.
All right, and are you the caseworker who's handling or reviewing the case involving Tiana Cheesman?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, and are you her caseworker or the children's caseworker?
I am the caseworker for the family. I meet with everybody in the family.
All right, do you have any fear with her being in the household with the children?
I do not.
All right, any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
No questions? How often do you go to visit the children in the household?
I visit them monthly in the household, and also at school. So about twice a month.
All right, so if I allow Ms. Cheesman to move back into the home, do you have any objections to that?
I do not have any objections with that.
All right, and can you ensure the court that you will, one, still visit the children at the home and also visit the children at the school, which would mean you're visiting them at least twice a month?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, just one. Are you requiring any form of a safety plan to be in the home other than Mr. Cheesman at this time?
No, for now it would be Mr. Cheesman, and what we have spoken about before is once Mrs. Cheesman is back in the home, we would utilize her support system, which is her husband, and then also have her mother check in.
Okay, so she only needs to, Mrs. Cheesman's mom only needs to check in. She does not need to actually reside there, correct?
Yes, correct. But if Mrs. Cheesman, the safety plan will say that all contact will need to be supervised, as of now at least, with the kids. So if Mr. Cheesman's not there, I would ask that her mother would be there.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, caseworker Villegas.
Thank you.
All right, you're excused. Oh, well, before you leave, let me let you know what the court's order is, so there'll be no violations, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors.
Okay.
So that will follow CPS recommendation that there's always an adult there.
Okay.
Caseworker, you have agreed that you will at least see the children at least 2 times a month, once in the home and once in the school, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's to be no harmful or injurious contact with minors.
Your Honor,
It's,
I'm
yes.
sorry to interrupt you. I apologize, Your Honor. When the court refers to minors, they are specifically referring to the minors of the family, correct? Because Ms. Cheesman's job does require that she interact with minors every once in a while.
All right, so what is her employment?
She's a nurse.
That's fine, Your Honor, that it just be with her children.
Okay. All right,
Thank you, Judge.
so we'll do no harmful or injurious contact with defendants' minor children. No unsupervised contact with defendants' minor children. Ms. Villegas, is there anything that I need to put in the order for CPS?
No, ma'am. Mrs. Cheesman has been working with the department really well, so there's nothing that I need court ordered.
All right, thank you so much. And thank you for all that you do. I know it's a difficult job and you all are not paid enough, but thank you.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye. Is there anything else?
That's all, Your Honor. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone, we're recessing at 12. Jonathan Olage. Olage. I don't know. All right, what is happening with this case?
Sentencing today, Your Honor?
Sentencing, that's correct.
Sentencing?
Yes, sir.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6015, State of Texas versus Jonathan Olage. Olage, can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Carl Basil, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Olage?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, according to the plea bargain agreement, you entered a plea of no contest on April 18th. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. And the state is taking in consideration 4 cases. And there are the conditions of affirmative finding of family violence and no contact. Yes. All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Your Honor, the state has.
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection from the state, Your Honor.
Any witnesses?
No objection, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. The only thing I have in addition to the PSI, Your Honor, is a letter that was submitted by one of the family members that they tried to interview. They weren't able to interview. It's an email, actually. I've
Any
provided
objections to the court reviewing the letter?
Copy to the state already.
No objections.
All right, the court has reviewed the letter from Valerie Medina. All right, I'll hear argument
Yes, Your Honor.
unless there's any witnesses.
No, there's
All
no
right.
witness other than, I think the PSI, Your Honor, is very detailed.
Mhm.
They interviewed all the family members that I know of, except for Ms. Medina, which provided that. They're all in favor of Jonathan having community supervision. As the court can see, it's a very lengthy PSI. He had a very traumatic thing that happened to him a few years ago, where the mother of his children went into the kitchen in the house and shot and killed herself. After that, it's been a downhill spiral for him. He's been into drugs. He's been doing meth and drinking, and it's been downhill that led up to this. Before that, he actively was employed. He worked at UPS for many years, was active in working and taking care of everything, raising the family. After that, as the court could see, it's the drugs took over, and mental health issues also that he had in addition occurred and led up to the incident here where there was clearly a wrong incident where there was a knife involved and police were shown. He was actually shot, Your Honor, by the police during this confrontation. He's understands that what he did is wrong, and he's asking the court for help, and he needs help. He understands. If you look at that, he was very honest with them, telling how much meth he had been smoking and drinking that day. And in fact, he stated he doesn't really even remember that much about it. He was so high on meth. So there's no question he has a problem with that, Your Honor. He's asking the court to help. He has been worked up and been approved for DDR-F and for the MIC unit. So we're asking the court to grant deferred and give him the treatment that he needs so that he can get his life together, get out and help take care of his children that he has.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. And as is of course included with the stipulations, this is wherein the defendant assaults his partner, his girlfriend inside a house, hitting her on the thigh, pulling her hair, striking her in the face. Officers arrive on scene, and then they witness the following events. Chasing the defendant, he basically grabbed his sister. She was able to break away. He grabbed his mother, put a knife to her neck, used her as a shield, if you will. And then he raised his knife as if to stab her. And that is when officers went ahead and discharged their firearm. There were multiple officers on scene. This is happening in real time while they're chasing him through the alley. The state absolutely understands the trauma wherein his partner, the mother of his daughter, shot herself, and he's going in the room and experiencing that trauma, and the state understands that. But in the PSI, it's multiple mentions of this being nothing but a misunderstanding and a lack of accountability. So the state would respectfully request incarceration, and we believe this person is a danger to the community and a danger to himself and his family.
All right, Mr. Oleghe, is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jonathan Daniel Oleghe.
All right, what would you wish to say?
I would like to say, Your Honor, that it was, if you could give me a chance to be a law-abiding citizen, I could do the deferred probation. That day, I wasn't trying to hurt my family at all. I was just trying to run away from the law. The knife wasn't no open blade. No one got cut. No one got stabbed. No one got hurt. No one got anything at all with the knife. I had to protect the sheet over the knife, and I had no intentions of hurting my loved ones.
So why did you put a knife to their throats?
I didn't mean to. Like, my mom's short. I hugged my mom. I hugged my mom and looked down. I didn't really try to hurt her at all.
Okay.
And I had to protect the sheet on the knife, so there was no way she was gonna get cut at all. And then I just hugged my mom, looked down, and then I got shot. And that was the end of it. But I wasn't.
So you're saying you were just intending to hug your mom with a knife at her throat?
Wow. She was short. I didn't mean to put the knife in her throat at all.
Okay. Why were you hugging her with a knife in your hand?
Because it was just, it was like a little boy crying to his mom, like, help, help. Really, because I was scared because I had a gun pointing at me the whole time.
But why were the police there in the first place?
Because me and my ex-girlfriend got in a fight, and I left the scene. I already diffused the situation, and I was walking to the store, and then that's when the cop confronted me. And if you see in the body cam, I was walking away to the store, and that's when the cop, told me, hey, and I thought it was someone else. I turned around, I took out the knife, and then I saw it was a cop. He pointed his gun. I put the knife back in the sheet, and that's when I ran. And that's what led to everything. But I didn't try to hurt my sister at all, or my mom. I was just running away.
All right, any questions, defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions, state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. And Mr. Oleghe, I want you to know that I have listened to everything that you said. I always read everything very carefully, and sometimes I'll reread things as well. The court is going to deny your application. Court will find you guilty, sentence you to 12 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Ashley Prieto, Valerie Medina, Andrea Olege. The court will take in consideration 2023 CR 6014, 2023 CR 6016, 2023 CR 6017, and 2023 CR 6018. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of an affirmative finding of family violence. And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I'm requesting the mental health unit for you. I cannot force them to place you in that unit because I don't have jurisdiction to force them to do that. But it will be in the judgment. You can ask for it. If you don't ask for it, they're not going to consider it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. All right, the persons with the CPS caseworker, your CPS caseworker has zoomed in.
Excuse you.
Yes, thank you. And I believe that is,
It's Angie Steinow is the
no, your client's name.
Patricia Munoz.
Patricia Munoz. All right, could I have the parties on Patricia Munoz, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 2942, State of Texas versus Patricia Munoz. We do have the caseworker by Zoom. Could you pronounce your name for me, please?
Angie Steinow.
All right, Ms. Steinow, if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Angie Steinow.
Do you know Ms. Patricia Munoz?
Yes, I do.
All right, are you the caseworker involving her family case?
Yes, I am.
All right, are you her caseworker or the children's caseworker or the family's caseworker?
The family's caseworker with Family Drug Court.
All right, can you tell me what is her status in drug court? How is she doing?
Ms. Munoz is almost completed the Family Drug Court program. She has successfully been engaging in individual counseling, family and group counseling with her domestic violence and her substance abuse treatment. She has been randomly drug tested throughout the duration of the case, including hair follicles, which she has tested negative. She also has been reunified with her children since May the 3rd, and the department has done very frequent visits, almost weekly and bi-monthly for the last couple of months. And she's been compliant, doing really well.
When is she due to expire from or graduate from your drug court program?
I believe it's the end of this month. She is in the stage 5 of Family Drug Court, which is the last stage.
And do y'all provide aftercare after graduation or no?
Yes, we do. And she also has a sponsor and a relapse plan.
And how long is your aftercare after she graduates?
It's at least 6 months, and she will continue to do NA meetings.
And in your aftercare program, how often are you all still supervising, viewing the children to see that everything is going well?
We don't particularly observe the children, as CPS will be closing out their case as well. So that will be Ms. Munoz going to the continued aftercare program on her own.
All right, so then in your aftercare program, how do you specifically supervise Ms. Munoz?
She will continue to report to her, one of the counselors at Elite Counseling.
And how often does she report to elite counseling in the aftercare program?
Twice a month.
All right, and if there are any issues with her reporting in elite counseling, are you all made aware of that?
Yes, we are.
All right, any other questions?
Nothing from the state.
No, Your Honor.
All right, a final question for me then. Do you think she would be a danger? I'm assuming you all don't think she would be a danger to her children, otherwise you would not be closing out the case. But do you have any concerns about her interaction with the children or any concerns for her children if she were allowed to be placed on probation in this court?
No, I don't.
All right, do you think there are any conditions that this court should set to make sure she stays on the right path?
No.
All right. Anything else? All right, thank you. Thank you for zooming in.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. All right, court's going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. I always ask for parenting classes, but if you completed parenting classes, you'll just need to provide the parenting classes that you've completed through family drug court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, there's going to be proof of employment within 40 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
Judge, may I interject on that is what she has been doing for the last 10.
Doing what?
Ask the judge.
Healthcare provider.
And her whole life she's been doing it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't allow people to be healthcare providers when they're on probation in this court. If you want to be a healthcare provider, then there needs to be notice given to whoever you're employed with saying, I know this is what she's charged with. I know she's on probation for this amount of time, and the person that you're providing the healthcare for also needs to be made aware of that. And I need that in writing saying that they have no problem. Otherwise, you're not allowed to do it.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
let me just tell you, I'm not treating you any differently than anyone else. The reason why I do that is because sometimes these home healthcare providers, they would just hire people. They go into people's homes. Nobody knows that this person is on probation, has a theft, has an abusive history, and they're leaving them with somebody vulnerable. So I'm not going to allow her to be a home healthcare provider probation unless she provides a letter from her employer, and that employer states, and it's notarized, that they're aware that she's on probation for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and they're aware of her criminal history. And whomever she is providing the health care to, the individual, they need to provide a notarized letter saying, we know that she's on probation for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Here's her history, and it needs to be notarized, and they have no objections. Otherwise, she will not be able to do that.
Understood.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. You can do the UA or the patch. Probation will explain to you the patch costs more. There's to be no contact with Miranda Medellin. And for the record, the court did not receive any documentation in the PSI from Miranda Medellin. And there's also to be no contact with Renee Vasquez II. There's to be 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. If you provide proof that you completed parenting classes through family drug court, that will be deemed satisfied, and the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Field visits, one time per month for 4 months. And that one time per month is to begin November of 2024. I'm trying to time it a little bit, probation, with when CPS ends their contact with her. There is to be drug treatment, or I should say continued drug treatment with elite counseling. And you're to report 2 times per month with them. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to
Judge.
own.
There is no family violence in this case.
No, there is.
There is,
No, there is.
she's not related to any of those people. And
There is.
we discussed that. We discussed that last time, also. Prior.
Yeah. This is the niece. These are all family members. And she said it's the niece of the father of her child. Did she not say that?
Yes.
These are family members. So there is an affirmative finding of family violence. And because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And with regards to the affirmative finding of family violence, it's in the family code. I follow it. If for some reason people believe my interpretation of the family code is incorrect, we can always revisit that. But for now, my interpretation of the family code is this is an affirmative finding of family violence. And my hands are tied. I can't say I'm not gonna have an affirmative finding of family violence. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're off the record. Make sure you stay in contact with your probation officer. If there is an issue, let the court know and we'll take it up. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Charles Blanc, are you ready?
On Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Yes, we're ready on Mr. Rodriguez.
Michael Rodriguez. All right. Mr. Buck, where are we on this case?
Judge, there are some new unindicted cases we're still
Okay.
getting information on.
All right, what are these unindicted cases? Do we know what the charges are?
There are multiple. One is, there's a felon in possession, there's a theft. Those are the two that I can recall off the top of my head.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recall this. And I'm gonna recall it in 45 days. That should be, is that enough time for everyone?
Yeah, I
to-
think so.
And Mr. Blanc, are you on all of the cases?
I believe I'm on, I think I'm on everything. The one thing I wasn't sure about the felon in possession, but I think that we verified that I was.
All
And
right,
there's a question about the remand without bond on that. So I'm trying to figure out why he's remanded without bond on that matter. That's the only thing we're kind of unsure about at this point.
all right. So Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Rodriguez, if I can have a 45-day reset, please.
I can do the 9th,
19th?
the 19th of
That's fine.
September.
And we're gonna be filing a motion to set a bond on the felon in possession of a weapon, and hopefully we can get that heard before the 19th of September.
Oh, yes, just file it.
I'm gonna
and
file it
come in.
today. Yes, Judge.
All right, so we're gonna come back on September 19th.
And you just with who's your client?
Michael Rodriguez.
Okay. You thought it was Julie.
Omar Landrick. I'm sorry, Landon Kendrick.
We're here, Your Honor.
And we'll come back to, we'll come back to court before then.
Your Honor, this is a 90-day writ. So.
Willie Fields.
Have a seat. Michael, have a seat.
Are y'all ready on Rick Contreras? Yes. Update on Mr. Fields?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with his federal public defender, Marina Douthit again. The current next revocation hearing on his parole is September the 6th. Oh, September the 6th. I just had it. Sorry, I texted it to me. However, there are other federal cases that they have not filed anything on yet. So
And what are those charges? Do we know?
these be drug charges.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, on Willie Fields, can I have a reset date for 45 days? He's, well, I'm sorry, make it 60 days. He's in federal custody. He's on page 3.
I can do, make sure that that's first page. I can do September 30th, Judge,
All right, we're gonna come back on September 30th.
Okay.
and that was for.
Willie Fields.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great one.
You took our. Yeah. Mr. Kendrick is present. Arlene Gay, huh?
Who's here? DeAndre Deil? DeAndre Deil. All right, Landon Kendrick.
Your turn in New York. I don't know where he's at. Oh, which one was?
Well, we were waiting for Debrail's attorney. When do you want to recall it?
No, over there. Judge, I can do the 8th, or do you want me to bring it back on the 12th?
Miss Debrail, excuse me. Can you guys just step over here one quick second? Step over here one quick second. Your attorney's in a jury trial in another county. So, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what is your work schedule?
When do you need me to come back? I make my own schedule on my AGM.
Okay, all right, she makes her own schedule. That's a good thing. Ms. Ferguson, when do you want to bring her back?
I can do August 12th, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on August 12th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You can have a seat, I'll call you up in just a moment.
All right. If you all will come back. And counsel, you're requesting a bond in each of these cases?
Yes, we're requesting a personal recognizance bond.
All right, court is calling NIGHTMAC number 761-721 and 761-718, State of Texas versus Landon Omar Kendrick. Can our parties announce for the record for the state?
Arlene Gay for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Kendrick?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in each of these cases, defense counsel has filed a motion requesting bonds, and she's requesting a PR bond. And in her motion, she states that the defendant has been in custody for over 90 days without indictment. State, has he been in custody for over 90 days without indictment? Do you all have a proposed agreement?
Don't believe we have an agreement. The state would recommend that on the PG1 bond be reduced to $500 and on the per building, it be reduced to $1,500.
All right, you want to talk, call your client as a witness with regards to the bonds he can make?
Well, he cannot make any bonds. His mother is here. I've talked to her about the bonds they can make.
All right, does anybody want to call a witness?
Sure, I'll call his mother.
All right, who's his mother? If you'll come forward, please.
Landon.
Hello. Hi. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Darlene Kendrick.
All right. Defense?
Mrs. Kendrick, Landon is your son, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And does Landon have a bank account?
I'm not aware of one.
Okay. Does he have any money at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
He was living,
Okay.
he was living on the street prior to this.
Okay. And can you afford the bonds? We've talked about it. Is that something that you can bond him out?
That is not something I can do at this time.
Okay.
You're talking about the 23,000?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I can't do that at this time.
Okay. And have you attempted to bond him out on these two felonies, which the total is 20 and then 3,000 for the misdemeanor?
Okay.
But we're just dealing with the felonies today. Have you attempted to get the money together to bond him out?
It's difficult for everyone I have tried.
Okay. And are you asking the court to grant a PR bond?
I am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
Yes, what do you do for a living?
I am retired, but I write. I do write. I'm on Amazon. I write poetry. But that's about it.
So probably nothing that I've read.
I don't think so. You might, okay. And nobody else seems to be either.
So are you living off of savings or do you have?
Social Security.
And I know that we're broadcasting, so I won't try to get into too much detail, but what in general is your monthly income from Social Security?
A little over 1,500.
And what are your expenses per month?
About 1,200.
You really only have about $300.
Right. Yeah, I'm very frugal.
Non-essential.
Right. Well, yeah, because when I say 1,200, I mean, everything that the electricity, utility, the water, everything is in that 1,200. It's not just rent.
Speaking of which, do you pay rent or do you have a mortgage?
I pay rent.
Okay. You are here, where is Mr. Kendrick's father?
He is somewhere in the Fort Worth, Dallas area.
And has he been contacted?
He is aware. He is aware, but he hasn't been a president in Landon's life for over 30 years.
Probably not gonna change now.
God is good. It could happen.
Could have his road to Damascus moment, but probably not.
Probably not.
Pass the witness.
I have no further questions.
All right, I just have a few questions.
Yes.
If he is released, where will he be staying? Will he be staying with you or someone else?
He'd be staying with his older brother, who lives in Converse.
All right, and do you know, have you all talked to the older brother and he's okay with him staying with him?
Yes, my son, yes.
And she brought the address and the telephone number
Okay,
for us today.
He was able to make it do the work.
all right, no problem. Thank you so much for coming down and thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing, because these are drug cases, is there an issue with your son with any drug use? And the reason why I ask that is because one, he is going to get a bond set today. And my job is to set conditions so he can be successful on bond and improve his life. So if there are any drug issues in the past or currently, that's something I need to know about. So I'll know whether to give him treatment or not. Okay.
Okay, you talking about with him?
Yes.
You're asking me?
Yes.
He has had drug problems in the past.
All right. Any mental health issues?
He does have has had mental health issues.
Has he ever seen a doctor for that?
He has his medications. He should be on medications.
Do you know if that's through the Center for Healthcare Services or no?
It is.
Okay, he's saying yes. Your mom can answer. She's doing great by herself. Okay. All right. So we have the drug issues. We have the Center for Healthcare. Does he have any children?
He does.
Do you know how old they are, their ages?
Jeslie is 6. Well, she'll be 6 this month.
Okay.
She's active in I'm a hands-on grandma.
Oh, awesome. All right. Thank you so much for giving me some insights into your son.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Come forward. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to, and NIMAC number 761721, your bond is set at $20,000. The court will grant your PR bond.
Thank you.
Waive fees. Defendant is to reside with, and that's going to be your brother, and you all will put that in. Thank you. You're going to reside with your brother. You're not allowed to reside anywhere else. If there are some issues that happen between you and your brother and you need to leave, of course, leave, but you need to call and let your officer know. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
And you're going to be reporting to a pretrial services officer. So you're to reside with your brother. And that's going to be in Converse. I'm gonna order referral to Center for Healthcare Services. And I'm gonna order random UAs, waive fees. And there's gonna be 90 sober support meetings. In 90 days. And in the cause number ending in 18, your bond is set at $20,000. I'm going to grant your PR bond.
Thank you.
Waive fees. You to reside with your brother in Converse.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting. Are you referring to the 761,718?
Yes,
Did you say that the bond amount was 20,000?
yes, that's what defense has in her motion.
It's 5, Your Honor.
All right, it's at 5,000.
It's 15,000 on the burglary of a building and 5,000 on the possession of substance.
All right, the 18, is that the burglary?
Yes. Yes.
It is, Your Honor.
All right, so your bond in that case is at 15,000. The court will grant your PR bond. You to reside in Converse with your brother. There's going to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. There's to be random UAs, waive fees. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And in each cause number, there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And that's going to be in place until you get on track.
All right.
Anything else from either side?
Just want to make sure that the bonds are amount on the original one, because it's 20 total.
Well,
So
here's the thing,
15
it's a
and
PR
5.
bond, so
Okay.
it really doesn't matter.
Okay, good.
All right, so we're off the record. Here's the thing, your mom is stepping up, and I'm sure she's being more than just a grandmother to your child. She's also being a mom as well. That's your job. So you need to step up. You need to get your life together, stop using drugs. I know it's probably extremely hard, but if you don't want to do it for yourself and improve your life for yourself, which everybody should do it for themselves, but if you don't want to do it for yourself, say, you know what, I'm doing it for my child. You understand?
I do understand, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We're done.
welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, excuse Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank
if
you.
nobody else is ready, we're taking our recess. Are we ready on Contreras? You ready on Contreras?
Judge, I was hoping, was asking probation if there was a way for him to be drug tested. And I'm told there's not.
No, there is not.
Would the court, he's on the ankle monitor. Would the court allow him to go take a drug test? So because I think that's, you talked earlier about problems with probation. I've been trying to get him to take a drug test with probation since he's been on bond. Probation has refused to allow him that opportunity.
No.
Because I
He's
mean, it's
either-
not, it's unfair to him that he
No.
can't provide proof to the court that he's not on
No,
drugs.
he's either going to say.
Well, no,
Or,
Judge, hold on.
Mhm.
It's unfair to him not to be able to present evidence to the court that he's not on drugs because probation has refused him the possibility to take a drug test.
okay, so you have two choices.
No, Judge,
Safety or 4 years.
no,
That's what
Judge,
we
hear
are.
me out. It's unfair. This gentleman has an opportunity, has been asking probation for over a month to come take a drug test, as you told him to. You told us when we were here last time, go to probation and take drug tests. You told us that. We've been emailing his probation officer over and over and over. The court wants us to take drug tests. We've been unable to because they don't
I
ask.
don't want a drug test today,
Judge,
but I mean,
that's
if
not the
y'all want to
point.
give me a drug test, you can, but he's not leaving the court today. That's where we are. And the court is going to go